And let's talk about Virginia.
Mhm.
Any stocks already have a presence there, planning a presence there? If I am just super optimistic about Virginia being the
Mhm.
next cannabis market, what should I buy?
Well, one interesting play that we've zeroed in on generally here at the Motley Fool is a company called Jushi Holdings, which is an interesting name. I like that. It sounds so zen, doesn't it? Jushi.
It sounds like
Uh,
candy to me for some reason, something I want to eat.
right.
Juicy.
You're gonna get a big tube of Jushi. Anyway, Jushi, they're a multi-state operator. They're fairly small, and they had been kind of off the radar, but they're developing, and they're developing pretty quickly. They have one dispensary in Virginia. Of course, they don't sell recreational weed. They have a dispensary in the town of Manassas, which fans of the American Civil War, and who's not a fan of the American Civil War, will know from the two battles that took place near there. Anyway, it's in a fairly it's near a relatively affluent municipalities, and there's a good demographic there. Jushi altogether has 16 dispensaries. Most of these are in Pennsylvania. And the interesting thing about Jushi, and the thing that sets it apart, is their strategy is to go into places, limited license environments. Okay, what does that mean? Simply, it's places like Pennsylvania, for example, that put strict caps on the number of dispensaries that can operate either on a state level or in a particular municipality. So if there's one city that's awarding only one or two licenses, that would be attractive to something like Jushi. So the idea behind that is to enter an environment where there's automatically little or almost no competition, which is an interesting and sideways kind of way to approach this. So you establish yourself, and you're either almost automatically the top or the only dispensary, the only game in town, the only action. So as a result, and as a result of their pretty ambitious expansion plans, their revenue has been cranking up. They also, let's see if I have some numbers. Yeah, I think they came to prominence mostly because in their most recently reported quarter, quarter three, back in November, for the first time they posted an adjusted EBITDA number, which is the preferred profitability metric for marijuana companies, not least because there's a lot of stuff that goes into the net result that doesn't end up in adjusted EBITDA. So it's easier to post a positive number. Anyway, that aside, that's a good sign. It wasn't a big EBITDA positive number, but still it was positive. And the revenue was almost 25 million for that quarter. Again, not an awful lot if you compare it to some of the bigger American or Canadian names, but that was up 67% quarter over quarter, like just quarter over quarter, which is impressive. And on a year over year basis, it's nearly 7 times higher. So this is a company on rocket fuel. I don't see going forward, I don't see those numbers staying that high, but it's an ambitious company. They want to expand more, and they're definitely worth watching for anybody in the marijuana space. Again, they've been discovered, so they're not the sleeper stock they used to be, but they still have growth ahead of it, and their valuations are attractive compared to some of the more famous names in the sector.